The time is exactly 10:02 in the evening.
It's
That
actually
is the
10:03.
PM for anyone that's interested. The reason why we're filming this now is Magic Kingdom's usually closed at this time, but we have got the extended evening hours today. I will explain it in voiceover afterwards, all that means. But Tash, how much do you think we're going to be able to get done tonight?
I think a lot of it depends on how sleepy our baby stays, and how sleepy I get.
That's also true, and not least because we were expecting to have an early start in the morning. Yeah, I don't want to push it too hard. However, let's see how much we can get done in one evening with the extended evening hours. Voiceover, Cameron, over to you.
Thank you, past me. This is current me. The extra extended evening hours that you can get at special deluxe resorts on Disney allow for an extra 2 or 3 hours, depending on the park, extra once the park closes for guests at those hotels. It also applies to the likes of the Swan and Dolphin resorts as well, so it is worth checking online if your hotel applies. What the extra evening hours gives you is just that time, extra hours in the parks, and there is a list online available of which attractions will be open. Depending if your party can stay open long enough, debates on whether or not it is worth it for you. Now back to you in the park, Cameron.
And thank you to voiceover Cameron for that explanation. We are now doing Haunted Mansion, and you can see it's pretty quiet. Lauren, how long was the wait time?
13 minutes
13 minutes. Lauren, why is that fun?
because it's 13. It's the unlucky number.
Yeah, I used to play number 13 though, so I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, so this is going to be our first actual ride. If you want to get technical, we sort of ran straight from the fireworks to doing Space Mountain. So that was done before 10, and the evening hours are from 10 till midnight. So we'll see what we can get. But so far, I mean, look, they just cut the queues off because they know it's going to be quiet. Here we go. Let's see how quickly we can get this one done and move on to the next.
Avarice pallor betrays an aura of foreboding, almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
So the last scene in Haunted Mansion needs updating. You know, with the hitchhiking ghost, it's genuinely terrible. But right now, we're wandering through here. And what was the observation you made compared to Moonlight Magic?
There's nothing is open, so even if you want to buy a drink, you can't get one. And like in Moonlight Magic, obviously you get the free drinks and the free ice creams and everything. I get obviously they're not going to do that for these nights because they're every week. But I'm really thirsty. I just want to buy a drink, and everything
Yeah,
closes.
it's quite bad. And also, quite a few attractions closed as well, like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Absolutely closed. There's a guy stood outside with a rope directing people away. So even though these extra hours are great, like, it is really just to do a selected, limited number of attractions. And Lauren made the observation earlier that when you compare this to the extra evening ticketed events, like, there's not even any of the like stands are open to buy food. So, yep, it's a bit of a negative, but we're gonna
It's
keep
also
smashing it.
surprises me because like it's an opportunity to make money.
Huh? Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Like I'm not saying give things away for free. I'm saying I want to buy a drink.
Yeah. Right, Pirates next. Here we go.
Surrender, Captain Jack Sparrow, or my thunder will burn the city to the ground.
Oh, you scurvy scoundrels! Do I hear 10? A hen for a 10!
Lauren, what just happened?
So we tried to get on the Jungle Cruise, but it's actually closed.
Another one that is actually closed. Although, do you want to explain what happened a little bit earlier, whereby you trucked somebody who was running?
Oh, honestly. So we were watching the fireworks from near Space Mountain, which is a very, very underrated place to watch the fireworks. I absolutely love it there. And I was just in my own little bubble watching the fireworks, and then someone just ran straight into me. However, I basically didn't move, and they decked it on the floor.
I then went over and they thought I was offering to help them up. I wasn't. But what the key takeaway here is because Lauren is such a hybrid rock star
Absolutely.
that she actually managed to not just absorb the hit, but transfer the energy right back to the individual running. So what's the takeaway here? We don't run in Disney, do we, Lauren?
No, we absolutely do not.
And we've never done that.
The amount of people who I saw running for Tron and for Space Mountain was crazy.
A lot of people, because there's actually been the funny bit where when you do these extra hours, when you get to when you get to the ride, you have to scan your room key basically, or your park ticket that's synced in order to actually get on. And well, Tash has already seen some amusing instances where people get turned away and they're like, oh, okay, thinking they can sort of chance it. Or if we give them the benefit of the doubt, they wouldn't know the park is closed. I don't believe that for a minute.
No.
But I mean, if we had a third microphone, Tash would be able to give input.
She just said if there was a first timer.
If there's a first timer, yeah, maybe I'll let him have that. But you can see the crowds. What crowds?
So
It's
much room
quiet.
for activities.
This is true. However, it appears that the activities most that we wanted to do are closed, such as Tiana's, such as Jungle Cruise. Maybe it's just water-based ones.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad shout. Outside.
It's not a bad shout at all, is it? But it's nice and quiet now. And as we come around the corner here, I'll get a shot of the castle for you. Honestly, though, it's pretty impressive. The castle, of course, having changed recently back to its original grey slate colour scheme rather than the nonsense sort of light pink stuff that we've had to deal with for the last however many years. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, all right. That's not bad at all, is it? I can deal with that. Alrighty, well, folks, it appears that we've sort of ran out of options. It's been a long day. Lauren, how many hours have you done in this park consecutively?
So we got here at around 11.
No, it was before then because we had to go to the TTC. I would say that you've probably been out and on the move now for the best part of 13, 14 hours.
Well, so I have done 23,000 steps.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's not much. So.
And no, but I've been taking it easy. Is my
Well
point.
done. Well, as you can see, folks, from the view behind me to the view down Main Street, extra hours is where it's at. We are signing off a little bit earlier than planned, and you know what? Maybe we didn't get as much as we wanted to do done, but all the rides are pretty much walk-ons. So if you do have the option of staying at a Deluxe Resort, Lauren, what would you say?
Absolutely do it.
And until next time, please stand clear of the doors.
Bye.
Bye everybody.